Hello guys, this is TMP, Pyro extraordinaire. I'm going to talk today about my favorite secondary in the game, the Jetpack. The Jetpack is the new Pyro secondary that was introduced in Jungle Inferno that's actually good, not the one that you can throw through walls. The Jetpack has a lot of interesting properties to it that, before finding out about these, I kind of wrote it off as being bad, but I'll just describe it. So the Jetpack is a mobility weapon. It has 2 charges to it that replenish every 10 seconds. And when you use one of the charges, it jumps you up and then sets your speed to 800 either in the direction you're looking at, if you're not holding back, or the direction completely opposite if you are holding back. Both of these are the same speed, so don't worry about jetpacking backwards for extra speed. The only reason you want to do that is because it gives you a better angle. It gives you a better reference angle than if you look out. For instance, like if you're trying to get an angle where it's like going up 45 degrees, it's easier to look down than look up, because you have no real reference on this kind of thing. So like, getting the same kind of height here may not feel right. The jetpack state really only matters, or you may be hearing that noise for that. That's what's called a jetpack state. You can jetpack at any time when you're not in the jetpack state. So if you do something like jump off a cliff, boom, you can do it like that. And it will set your velocity no matter what. So even if you're doing something like no clipping in that direction, you'll actually just slow down with that, since it only sets your speed. It's pretty interesting like that. Some of the other things is that there are some ways to cancel your state without, or there's some ways to cancel your jetpack state without actually canceling your velocity. The most obvious answer I can think of is getting yourself teletrapped. In this state, since I'm technically on the ground, I have exited the jetpack state. But I have all my velocities stored up, so I can jetpack from the jetpack state basically like that. And it'd be more obvious if I had something else destroying it. Another thing is that the jetpack, when used, since it sets your velocity to some ridiculous value, extends your flamethrower range during the usage of it. So when you're actually in the air, you get more flamethrower range. That's pretty helpful. The jetpack also has a knockback on landing thing, which lets you launch people across the map if you land near them and air blast downwards or upwards, really. As long as you get some vertical component to your air blast, you can launch people across the map. Earlier I was talking about the jetpack state. If you listen to the jetpack, you'll hear it has that falling state. That falling state triples the damage done from your fall damage, and does it to the enemy when you land on them. That's nice. It's a nice solid 100 damage or so, depending on how far you fall. But that falling state is cancelled by you landing on the ground. So there are some ways to mitigate that in the game, including doing things like edge bugging, bunny hopping, and air blast poking off people's heads. If you do these, you can effectively be in like a not grounded state, so you can retain that. But this also, there isn't a cap on the player value for how many times they can get that fall damage applied to them. So what I'm saying is that I need to not hit that building. But what I'm saying is that you can double dog people if you are really good about it, and just handle that. And I was talking about the bunny hopping earlier. I severely doubt I'm going to get this first try. But if you bunny hop, nope. If you bunny hop, which is jumping like the same frame that you're on the ground, that you land on the ground, which is hard, and by hard I mean very hard. I'm really bad at it. You can store the state. Oh, like that. And then I miss it. Are you kidding me? One more try. Okay, one more. I don't give up this easily. Yeah, so you can bunny hop and store your state, and as long as you get to a point where you're taking fall damage again, you can actively deal fall damage to them. Alright, that's some of the high level stuff with Jetpack that you may not have known about. See you next time. 5 minutes. A little bit longer than 3 minutes.